The only way to counteract chaos is with stillness. When things get extraordinary, strive for the ordinary. When the waters get choppy, dive deeper. That's a quote I just sent out to people on the MMT trader list. And it is, I think it is some wisdom that can really be put to use by many, many people. When things get crazy, when things get chaotic, you got to seek stillness. You got to seek out quiet. You have to get some distance. Most people don't do that. They just dive further into the fray, okay? They allow themselves to get tossed around by events that they have no control over. The only thing that we have control over is our own selves, the way we perceive things, the way we frame things in our minds. We can frame things as terrible, as horrible, as destructive, right? I hear people say that all the time. I'm getting killed. I'm bleeding. The market is tanking, or this or that. All right, those are metaphors we create. We could just as easily create metaphors that are benign or that are positive. All right, it's a choice that we have. That's the only thing that we can control. We can't control the market. I never, ever, even in the slightest bit, try to pretend that I have control over the market or events. I have control over my own self. I choose to feel the way I feel. All right, and for a long time in my career, I did not apply that wisdom. I did not understand that. I allowed events to control me, and I would always frame those things in very extreme ways, both positive and negative. I mean, when things were down, I was so down, and I'd use those terms. I'm getting killed. I'm getting crushed. This is horrible. When things are great, oh man, this is so fantastic. It's so easy. No, even keel, man. And now when things get crazy, seek distance. Seek distance. Get away from it. I could think of so many examples in the past year and a half since I've been doing these videos. I mean, starting all the way back with, you can go back to January 2016, oil prices crashing, headlines every day. This is it, recession. We had some of the biggest Wall Street firms saying it's going to be the worst year ever. All right, I said, got to buy that. Oil's done on the downside, all right? Calmness, stillness brought me to that conclusion. It wasn't obvious right away. It wasn't obvious to so many people. I had it right, all right? Then how about the whole Brexit thing? Remember Brexit? 600 points down that night, that day. The next day down 300 points. Everybody going crazy. This is the end of Europe. It's going to be a recession. Jim Rogers, we're going to have the worst recession in our lifetimes. Remember that? I said, you got to buy it. You got to get in there and buy it. Seek distance, seek calm. It was not easy. It wasn't even easy for me, and I'm trained in this. Everything, because if you sit around and if you stare at what's going on, you have no distance. You have not sought out stillness. You have not sought out quiet. You have not dived down into deeper waters. No, you allow yourself to get tossed around by the turbulence and the fray. All right, you got to get away from it. Got to get away from it. The election, down 800 points the night of the election. I was watching the news. You had these news anchors, these political anchors who never speak about the markets, quoting Dow futures on the air, down 100, down 200, down 300, down 400, down 800. It was crazy, man. Now we don't even think about that. Everything's right, fantastic, going up every day. Unrelenting bull meat things. Seek distance, people. Seek calm. Seek stillness. Dive down into deeper waters when the surface gets rough. All right? And that even goes for, whether you have the right outlook or the wrong outlook. Dive down into deeper waters. I guarantee you in writing, things come back to normal. But you are not the one who decides when that happens. You can decide to take yourself out of the chaos. All right? You can decide to take yourself out of the chaos, whether that's personal chaos, whether that's real chaos. What about the financial crash, 2008, 2009? Nobody even talks about that anymore. And that was scary. That was a systemic crisis that our policymakers had no clue how to deal with. I had a clue. I could have fixed it. It never would have happened if I was in control. You had the Fed. You had Bernanke sitting on his hands for 4 months, okay? You had our Washington idiots there not having the proper fiscal response. You had, Hank Paulson, who was Treasury Secretary, master of the universe, head of freaking Goldman Sachs. In his book, he said he went home and he kneeled down on his bed with his wife holding hands and he prayed. He prayed. The master of the universe, Goldman Sachs leader, didn't know what the hell to do. All right, that was scary. We got distance now. You don't even think about it, man. You don't even think about it. Same thing now. Same exact thing now. You got to go back 25 years, a quarter of a century to see a market condition like this. And everybody's just like, this is normal. So state it. You have to state it unequivocally and with conviction. There will never be another market correction again, ever. You have to say that. If you think that this is normal, you have to say that with conviction. You will laugh at yourself. I won't even laugh at you. I'll allow you, I'll give you the license to say that without a reaction on my part. I guarantee most of you, if you are rational beings, okay, you'll chuckle and you'll see, that sounds silly. It is silly because we all know. We all know. In fact, most people lose in the stock market because they're afraid of corrections. All right, we know they happen. They strike fear into the hearts of investors. The fear of correction. And why is that fear there? Because we know they happen. All right. So everybody, stillness, calm. It's a very Zen concept. Very Zen concept. Dive down into deeper waters. Submarine on the surface, waters are choppy, goes down deep in the quiet of the deep ocean. All right? Things get crazy, seek distance. All right? Fly up at 30,000 feet and look down at things, get some perspective. That's what you got to do.